The silent mistake every cat owner makes: you sit next to your cat after a long day and gently place your hand on its back. At first, everything feels peaceful. Your cat stays still. The eyes narrow slowly. The purring begins. For a moment, it feels like trust, affection, connection. Then something changes. The tail starts moving sharply from side to side. The ears rotate backward for less than a second. The body stiffens. Suddenly, your cat turns, lightly bites your hand, jumps away, and stares at you as if you crossed a line you never even saw. Most people believe cats change moods without warning. But feline behavior specialists explain that cats almost never react out of nowhere. The signals were already there. The problem is that humans usually do not recognize them until the cat reaches its limit. Researchers who study cat communication observed that many owners accidentally create stress during affection because they pet cats the same way they would pet a dog. Fast movements, repetitive touching, continuous contact without pauses. To humans, it feels loving. To many cats, it feels overwhelming. And this is the part that makes most cat owners uncomfortable. Your cat may not actually enjoy the way you pet it. It may simply tolerate it because it trusts you. Cats are emotionally subtle animals. They rarely express discomfort immediately. Instead, they communicate through tiny physical reactions almost nobody notices. A flicking tail, a sudden skin twitch across the back, whiskers pulling forward, a quick head turn toward your hand. Experts in animal behavior explain that these small reactions are part of a silent emotional language cats constantly use to show comfort, tension, curiosity, fear, or overstimulation. The strange part is that your cat has probably been honest with you this entire time. You just were never taught how to read the signals. Scientists who observe feline social behavior discovered that cats create very specific emotional boundaries around touch. Certain areas of the body make them feel safe and connected. Other areas create vulnerability and tension. Certain rhythms calm their nervous system. Others slowly push them into stress, even while they continue purring. That is why some cats suddenly walk away during affection. That is why some lightly bite without aggression. That is why some cats love one person's touch but avoid another's. And once you understand what your cat is truly feeling, during these moments, the relationship between you changes completely. In this video, you will discover the 3 ways cats secretly prefer to be pleated, the silent mistakes that damage trust without owners realizing it, and the hidden signs that reveal whether your cat genuinely enjoys your touch or is only enduring it. Because one small change in the way you touch your cat can completely transform the way your cat responds to you. And the first mistake almost every cat owner makes is probably happening inside your home right now. Why cats suddenly hate a petting session. One of the most confusing moments for any cat owner is when a cat seems completely relaxed during affection and then suddenly reacts in a way that feels cold, aggressive, or unpredictable. One second the cat is purring in your lap, the next second it bites your hand, jumps away, or stares at you with wide eyes as if something dangerous just happened. Most people think the cat's personality changed instantly, but researchers who study feline behavior explain that cats usually give several warnings before reaching that point. The problem is that these warnings are extremely subtle. Unlike humans, cats do not communicate discomfort dramatically at first. They communicate quietly, and if nobody notices the early signs, the reaction becomes stronger. This is why so many people misunderstand cats. A cat may continue sitting beside you while silently becoming overstimulated. The tail begins moving a little faster. The ears rotate slightly backward. The breathing changes. The muscles around the shoulders tense for a moment. Some cats even stop blinking and begin watching the hand touching them more carefully. Specialists in animal communication explain that these reactions are the feline equivalent of someone becoming emotionally overwhelmed but trying to remain calm. And the dangerous part is this. Many cats continue purring even while becoming uncomfortable. That surprises most owners because humans associate purring only with happiness. But feline experts observed that cats also purr during stress, nervousness, pain, and emotional self-regulation. In other words, purring alone does not always mean your cat is enjoying what is happening. That changes the entire way people should interpret affection. Cats have a much more sensitive nervous system than most people realize. Repetitive touch in the same area for too long can slowly become irritating. Fast movements can trigger alertness. Unexpected pressure can create tension. Researchers who observed domestic cats found that many cats prefer short, predictable, gentle interactions rather than intense affection sessions that humans often initiate. This is why some cats suddenly leave after only a few seconds of petting. Not because they stopped loving you, because their body reached its sensory limit. And once a cat crosses that invisible emotional threshold, the reaction can appear immediate. A quick bite, a paw hitting the hand, a sudden escape. But in reality, the cat was communicating long before that moment arrived. Most owners simply never learned the language. The truth is that cats are constantly revealing their emotional state through tiny physical details people ignore every day. And once you begin noticing those signals, you stop seeing your cat as unpredictable. You begin seeing a deeply sensitive animal trying to communicate in silence. And what cats secretly enjoy most during affection starts with one specific type of touch almost nobody uses correctly. The first touch cats secretly love. Most people instinctively pet a cat the same way they would pet almost any other animal. Long strokes across the entire body, fast repetitive movements, constant touching without pauses. But feline behavior specialists explain that cats usually respond better to something far more subtle and emotionally meaningful. Slow touch around the cheeks and the base of the ears. To humans, it may seem like a small detail. To cats, it can completely change how safe an interaction feels. Researchers who study feline social bonding observed that cats possessed scent glands concentrated around the cheeks, chin, forehead, and near the ears. These areas are deeply connected to familiarity, trust, and emotional comfort. Every time a cat rubs its face against furniture, corners, objects, or even against you, it is not doing something random. The cat is mixing its scent with the environment to create a feeling of safety and belonging. That changes the meaning of affection entirely. When a cat gently presses its face into your hand, it is not simply asking for touch, it is allowing you into its emotional space. Experts in animal behavior explain that this behavior is one of the clearest signs of trust a domestic cat can demonstrate. And this is where most people accidentally ruin the moment. The instant the cat approaches softly, many owners become overly excited. The movements become faster, the pressure becomes stronger, the hand suddenly moves across the entire body. What started as calming and predictable quickly becomes overstimulating. Cats do not usually enjoy chaotic affection. They enjoy controlled affection. That is why slow touch around the cheeks often works so well. The movement feels predictable, safe, non-threatening. Instead of overwhelming the cat's nervous system, it creates relaxation. Some researchers comparing feline social behaviors observed that these gentle facial interactions closely resemble the way bonded cats groom and interact with each other naturally. This is also why many cats slowly close their eyes during this type of contact. It is not laziness, it is trust. In feline psychology, closing the eyes near someone means the cat no longer feels the need to stay fully alert. That is an enormous emotional signal coming from an animal naturally built to remain cautious of its surroundings. And once you understand this, you begin noticing something fascinating. Cats often care less about how much affection you give and more about how emotionally safe the affection feels. A slow hand, gentle pressure, predictable movement, calm energy. These details matter far more than most people realize. And there is one extremely common mistake that instantly destroys this feeling of safety during affection, even among owners who genuinely love their cats. The biggest petting mistake people never notice. There is one mistake cat owners repeat every single day without realizing it. And the strange part is that most people do it precisely because they believe they are showing love. They pet cats with too much intensity, fast movements, continuous rubbing, long petting sessions without pauses, touching the entire body repeatedly as if more affection automatically creates more comfort. But feline behavior experts explain that cats usually experience affection very differently from humans and dogs. Cats are highly sensitive animals with nervous systems constantly analyzing pressure, movement, speed, and predictability. What feels warm and playful to a human hand can slowly become mentally exhausting for a cat. And this is why so many cats suddenly react in ways owners misunderstand. The cat was already uncomfortable long before the bite happened. Researchers observing domestic cats found that many owners completely miss the transition between relaxation and overstimulation. The cat initially enjoys the contact, the body relaxes, the purring begins. But as the touching continues without interruption, the nervous system slowly shifts from comfort into alertness. The tail begins flicking faster. The ears rotate slightly sideways, the skin along the back twitches, the pupils widen for a moment. These are not random reactions, they are warnings. The problem is that humans usually ignore them because the cat still appears calm on the surface. Some cats even continue sitting close while becoming emotionally overloaded. Specialists in animal communication explain that cats often avoid direct confrontation until the discomfort becomes impossible to ignore. Then, the reaction comes suddenly. A bite, a paw, a fast escape, and most owners immediately think, "My cat became aggressive for no reason," but there was always a reason. One of the biggest mistakes people make is touching a cat continuously without allowing emotional breaks. Cats often prefer short moments of affection followed by pauses where they can reset their sensory comfort. Constant stimulation can create tension even in affectionate cats. Another common mistake is touching vulnerable areas too casually. The belly, lower back, paws, and tail region can make many cats feel exposed or defensive. Researchers studying feline trust behaviors observed that vulnerability plays a massive role in how cats interpret physical contact. A cat that exposes its belly is not always asking to be touched there. Sometimes it simply means the cat feels safe enough to relax nearby. That misunderstanding alone causes countless negative interactions between cats and owners. And perhaps the most damaging mistake of all is ignoring when the cat tries to leave. Many people continue reaching for the cat, pulling it closer, or restarting the interaction after the cat already communicated discomfort. Over time, this can slowly weaken trust, because cats feel safest when they know they can leave without being stopped. Your cat may deeply love you while secretly disliking the way affection happens. And once you understand the areas of the body that naturally create safety and emotional comfort, you begin seeing why certain touches instantly relax cats while others slowly push them away. The safe spots that make cats relax instantly. If you watch two cats that truly trust each other, you begin noticing something fascinating. They rarely touch each other randomly. Their movements are careful, controlled, and focused on very specific areas of the body. Animal behavior researchers observed that bonded cats naturally avoid excessive stimulation and instead focus on regions associated with comfort, social trust, and emotional safety. And once you understand these areas, your entire relationship with your cat can change. Most cats instinctively feel safer when touched around the top of the head, behind the ears, along the cheeks, and around the sides of the neck. These areas are not just physically sensitive, they are emotionally important. Specialists who study feline social behavior explain that these regions are strongly connected to social grooming, bonding rituals, and scent exchange between cats. In simple words, these are the places where affection feels natural to them. That is why many cats immediately lower their head when you touch the top of it gently. Some slowly push their face into your hand. Others begin purring almost instantly. Their body softens. Their eyes close halfway. The breathing slows down. These reactions are signs of emotional security. And there is a deeper reason behind this behavior that most people never realize. When kittens are very young, their mother constantly cleans and grooms these exact areas. Researchers observed that this early contact becomes associated with protection, calmness, warmth, and survival. Even as adult cats, many continue carrying this emotional memory deep inside their nervous system. That is why certain types of touch feel so naturally comforting to them. But timing and rhythm matter just as much as location. A safe area touched aggressively can still create discomfort. Experts in feline communication explain that cats usually prefer slow, predictable movements with gentle pressure instead of fast or repetitive stimulation. A calm hand often matters more than the amount of affection itself. This is why some cats become deeply attached to people who barely touch them but always respect their emotional space. Cats pay attention to emotional energy far more than humans imagine. A rushed hand creates tension, a calm hand creates trust. And something even more interesting happens when cats begin feeling truly safe during affection. Their body starts revealing signs almost invisible to most people. The whiskers relax forward slightly, the paws soften, the tail stops moving defensively. Some cats even lean their full body weight against the person touching them. That leaning behavior is extremely important. Researchers who observe bonded domestic cats explain that many cats only expose full-body relaxation when they no longer feel emotionally threatened in the interaction. In that moment, the cat is no longer analyzing whether the touch is safe. The cat already trusts it. But there is one reaction that confuses owners more than almost anything else. Because sometimes a cat appears relaxed, affectionate, comfortable, and suddenly bites during the interaction anyway. Why some cats bite during affection? Few things confuse cat owners more than this moment. Your cat is lying beside you peacefully. The purring is soft, the body seems relaxed, the eyes are half closed. Everything feels calm and affectionate. Then, suddenly, without warning, your cat grabs your hand with its paws and bites you. Not hard enough to seriously injure you, but enough to shock you. And immediately the same thought appears in almost every owner's mind. If my cat was enjoying the affection, why did it bite me? Feline behavior specialists explain that this reaction is usually not hatred, betrayal, or sudden aggression. In many cases, it is communication. A final message from a nervous system that became overstimulated and could no longer tolerate the interaction. The important part is understanding what happened before the bite. Researchers studying domestic cat behavior observed that many cats experience affection in stages. At first, the contact feels comforting, the nervous system relaxes, the cat enjoys the warmth, safety, and attention. But if the stimulation continues too long without pause, the emotional state slowly begins changing. The body shifts from comfort into alertness, and most humans never notice the transition. The tail begins moving differently. The ears rotate slightly outward. The muscles tense for less than a second. The pupils widen briefly. The skin along the back twitches. These small reactions are the cat trying to communicate. I am reaching my limit. But because humans often continue petting, the cat eventually escalates the message. That is when the bite happens. And strangely, many affectionate cats are the ones most likely to experience this type of overstimulation. Experts in animal communication explain that emotionally bonded cats often stay close longer than they comfortably should because they trust the person. They do not immediately run away. Instead, they tolerate the interaction while stress slowly builds inside the nervous system. Then, the reaction feels sudden even though it was building quietly the entire time. This also explains why some bites feel controlled instead of violent. The cat is not trying to hunt you. The cat is trying to stop the stimulation. Researchers observed that many cats use inhibited bites during social interactions as a form of boundary setting rather than true aggression. In simple words, the cat is saying, "Please stop now." And once owners understand this, something powerful changes. The bite stops feeling personal because your cat was not rejecting you. Your cat was protecting its emotional comfort. This is why learning to pause during affection is so important. Cats often enjoy interaction more when they know they can control the intensity and duration of it. A few seconds of calm touch followed by space can create far more trust than long, uninterrupted petting sessions. And there is one specific method that makes cats feel dramatically safer during affection because it gives them something humans rarely think about offering: choice. The second way to pet a cat that builds trust. One of the biggest differences between cats and most other domestic animals is something humans almost never think about during affection. Cats need choice. Researchers who study feline social behavior explain that cats feel emotionally safer when they believe they still control the interaction. That single detail changes the entire way a cat experiences touch. While many humans interpret affection as constant physical contact, cats often interpret trust through freedom, predictability, and emotional control. This is why some cats suddenly become more affectionate the moment people stop forcing affection. And there is one simple technique specialists often recommend that completely changes the emotional atmosphere. Between cats and humans, touch once, pause, wait for the cat to decide what happens next. At first, this may feel strange to many owners. Humans naturally want to continue the interaction when the cat seems calm. But feline experts observed that allowing pauses during affection dramatically reduces stress signals in many cats because the animal no longer feels trapped inside the interaction. That pause is more important than most people realize, because during that moment, your cat makes a decision: leave or come closer again. And when the cat returns voluntarily, something powerful happens emotionally. The affection becomes mutual. Researchers observed that cats often show stronger bonding behaviors toward people who respect their boundaries consistently. In homes where owners allowed cats to control part of the interaction, cats were more likely to seek physical closeness voluntarily, remain relaxed longer, and initiate contact more frequently. In simple words, cats trust people more when they do not feel controlled. That is why forcing affection almost always weakens emotional comfort over time. Picking the cat up constantly, pulling it back after it tries to leave, continuing to pet after the body starts tensing. These actions quietly teach the cat that interaction means losing control, and cats deeply dislike losing control. This also explains why many cats seem strangely attracted to people who ignore them. Experts in feline psychology explain that calm, non-invasive behavior feels emotionally safer to cats than overwhelming attention. The less emotionally pressured the cat feels, the safer it becomes approaching voluntarily. That voluntary approach is one of the purest forms of feline trust. When your cat walks back toward your hand after a pause, your cat is making a conscious, emotional decision to continue the connection. Not out of obligation, not out of tolerance, out of comfort. And once owners experience this dynamic, they begin realizing something surprising. Cats often enjoy affection far more when humans stop trying so hard to force it. A calm hand offered quietly. A short moment of touch, a respectful pause, patience. These small details create emotional safety in ways most people never imagine. And there is another hidden detail that changes how cats experience touch even more deeply. Because beyond location and trust, cats are also incredibly sensitive to something almost invisible: rhythm. The secret rhythm cats enjoy. Most people focus only on where they touch a cat. Very few people pay attention to how they touch a cat. But researchers who study feline sensory behavior explain that rhythm plays a massive role in whether affection feels calming or stressful. Cats are extremely sensitive to sudden changes in movement, pressure, speed, and intensity. What humans experience as playful energy can feel unpredictable and mentally exhausting to a cat's nervous system. This is why two people can touch the same cat in the exact same area and receive completely different reactions. The difference is often rhythm. Cats naturally prefer predictability. In the wild, unpredictability usually means danger. Sudden movement, abrupt contact, fast changes in pressure. These things activate alertness automatically inside the feline nervous system. Specialists in animal behavior explain that many cats relax more deeply when affection follows a slow, steady, almost repetitive rhythm that allows the body to remain emotionally calm. That is why some cats close their eyes almost immediately when the touch becomes slow and consistent. The nervous system stops preparing for surprises. And this creates something powerful emotionally. The cat begins feeling safe enough to fully relax its guard. Researchers observing bonded cats noticed that feline social grooming follows very controlled and repetitive patterns. The movements are not chaotic, they are measured, calm, and predictable. Many cats unconsciously respond better to human affection that imitates this same emotional rhythm. A slow hand, moving consistently, gentle pauses, soft pressure, no sudden grabbing, no exaggerated excitement. This type of affection feels emotionally readable to the cat. And the strange part is that humans often ruin this rhythm without noticing. The cat begins relaxing, so the owner becomes more excited and increases the intensity. The hand moves faster, the rubbing becomes stronger, the interaction becomes emotionally louder. That sudden shift can instantly break the feeling of safety. Experts in feline communication explain that cats often prefer emotionally quiet affection, not weak affection. Calm affection. There is a difference. Cats are constantly analyzing whether an interaction feels controlled or unpredictable. A stable rhythm signals safety, an unstable rhythm creates alertness. This is also why some cats react badly to rough, playful touching, even when they remain physically close to the person. The cat may trust the human emotionally, while still feeling overstimulated by the physical rhythm of the interaction. And once you begin observing this, you notice something incredible. Many cats are not avoiding affection itself. They are avoiding emotional unpredictability. A cat that pulls away from one person may melt completely beside another person whose movements are slower, calmer, and easier to read. Researchers studying cat-human bonding observed that cats frequently form stronger attachment behaviors toward people whose body language remains emotionally stable during interactions. Because to a cat, emotional stability feels safe. And there is one final detail that transforms affection into deep trust more than almost anything else. A simple behavior that quietly tells the cat, "You are safe with me. You are free to choose." The third way to pet cats that makes them feel safe. There is one behavior that changes the way cats experience affection more than almost anything else. And most people almost never do it. They do not allow the cat to begin the interaction first. Humans usually approach cats with their own emotional expectations. They reach out immediately. They start touching without warning. They move closer because they want affection in that moment, but feline behavior specialists explain that cats often feel far safer when they are given time to investigate, analyze, and choose physical contact voluntarily. That small difference changes everything emotionally. Researchers observing cat-human interactions discovered that cats show lower stress signals when humans allow them to approach first instead of initiating immediate touch. In simple words, cats trust affection more when they feel included in the decision. That is why one of the safest ways to begin contact with a cat is surprisingly simple. Offer your hand, stay still, wait, no grabbing, no chasing, no sudden movement. Just patience. At first, many cats will lean forward carefully and smell your hand. Some will pause and observe your body language. Others will gently touch your fingers with their nose before rubbing the side of their face against you. That moment is extremely important because the cat is not simply accepting affection. The cat is approving the interaction. Experts in feline communication explain that cats constantly analyze intention through movement and predictability. A still hand feels emotionally readable. A rushing hand feels uncertain. Cats naturally trust what they can predict. And this is where many owners accidentally create tension without realizing it. The moment the cat approaches voluntarily, the human becomes excited and immediately starts intense affection. Fast rubbing, repetitive touching, sudden grabbing. What started as a calm emotional decision from the cat suddenly becomes overwhelming. Cats often withdraw, not because they disliked the beginning of the interaction, but because the interaction changed too quickly. This is why emotionally intelligent affection matters so much with cats. A respectful pause, a slow movement, allowing the cat to remain free. These details create emotional security inside the interaction. Researchers who study feline attachment behaviors observed that cats are more likely to seek repeated affection from people who consistently respect their physical boundaries. Over time, the cat begins associating that person with emotional safety rather than overstimulation or pressure. And once that trust develops, something beautiful begins happening naturally. The cat starts approaching more often, staying longer, leaning closer, sleeping nearby, initiating touch without hesitation, not because the cat was trained, because the cat feels safe. That is the secret most people never understand about feline affection. Cats are not emotionally distant animals. They are emotionally careful animals. Trust for them is built through calmness, predictability, patience, and freedom. And once you learn how to listen to what your cat has been silently communicating all along, you begin realizing something profound. Your cat was never rejecting your love. Your cat was only asking you to understand its language,